Here we go. Episode 14. Hello, you listen to Wes. I'm joined by Matt, by Nick, and by Dan as well. Hello, guys. Right. So, first thing we're going to do, first things first, let's go in here. I take it everyone can see this. This is a good listen. Have a listen. This is a video I did yesterday. Okay. So, Mark's joining us here. Mark, you enjoying the podcast, yeah?
Very, very good, mate. Yeah, enjoy it. Good Sunday listening.
Good Sunday listening. Okay, good stuff. Do you know what? We love it as well on a Sunday too. But what I'd say is you kind of called me and said, "Can I join Dan's fan club?" Is that correct?
Yeah. I was looking for
the form.
the form.
Yeah, no, I don't have the forms. Dan's very secretive with the forms.
I was a bit disappointed when Dibble was fit, to be honest.
I know. Dan in the goal.
Yeah,
absolutely peeing his pants. That's what he do.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Dan, how do you think we're gonna get on in the? What do you reckon? What's your who's gonna win the league?
But I'd say us to win the league.
Yeah.
I think
Can't win the playoffs then to win the league.
I think Bucks going to win the playoffs.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think a bit of an underdog.
Buxton, yeah, and top scorer.
For us,
Yeah.
it's got to be Willoughby.
Willoughby, you think?
Probably too easy, but I'd say Willoughby.
Yeah, it's got to be in it. He's the main man. Where is he? Is he out there? I've not even seen him. Probably get a massage somewhere from one of those parlours. Right. So, and have you got a road statement for us, Dan?
I don't know. Mark.
Mark.
Dan's
Fan
club.
But Dan's in my brain all the time, you know what I mean? I know it's exactly what he does to you. So there's no choice. There's no choice
Even
for us. Even when he's not here, he's just living the dream. Thank you so much, Dan. Enjoy the game. Mark. Damn it. Dan, shut up. We'll catch you in a bit, buddy. Thank you. Cheers. Right. That was my experience yesterday, Dan.
I feel like I'm rent-free in your head, mate, right now. That's how I feel.
In your head. Yes. It was funny, though, to see people's... It was great to be at the ground, and it was great to watch the game, and it was brilliant I saw a lot of people yesterday, and quite a few of them talk about Dan and his fan club, which I thought was great. But then I thought, we're not here for Dan's fan club, guys. We're here for, for whatever. So I enjoyed that. The game yesterday, Mooney was great. Willoughby scored a great goal. And then Obi was brilliant in the first half. In the second half, he forgot he could run. So that's all I'm saying, really. Other things, folks, was amazing, that kind of stuff. So everyone has seen that we lost 2-1, which was a bit annoying. But let's quickly move on to the next thing. So we've had lovely comments. Would everyone like to see the comments that we've had?
Yeah, let's get them on.
Yeah, let's
Why
do
not?
that. Let's do
Why
that.
not?
This is all down to Nick, to be honest. Nick, I thank you for this one because it was your idea to bring this up, and Nick, fair dues, because it was a great thing to talk about. So, wait a minute, let's get rid of that. Let me move you over there. Let's go over that. Right, okay. So, where the comments gone now? They're just over here. Right, comments. Nick said back in the moment, he said about who wins the league, who wins the playoffs, the top scorer, and Rogue out their statement, which is really fun, really fun. Okay, the first one, you've seen it, Matt, then, yeah?
Yeah.
John Smith says Harriers win the league, Buxton win the playoffs, Willoughby top scorer, Matt Sleek to return as top boy of Kiddie.
I'm too old, mate, for that.
There, mate. Is that lies or is there a bit of truth behind that, or what's going on?
No, I don't mind wearing the clothes, but yeah, I've got 2 young kids. So
He's 39, John. He's 39.
Well, you look at some of them now, yeah, hanging around with 14-year-olds. Nah, let them carry on. I'm happy just having a few beers with Dave the Raven, Jordan Piper now.
Yeah, I love that. Right, so next one, Jackie from Oldham. Jackie won the old t-shirt. Well done, Jackie. Kings Lynn win it. Harriers after a playoff win versus Buxton. I hope not. That'd be awful. Willoughby top scorer. Morrison comes back on loan again.
Ooh.
I don't think he'd ever come back, would he? I wouldn't have thought so. Glyn Lloyd says Kings Lynn win it. Macclesfield in the playoffs. Willoughby top scorer. We look boring to watch. Happy new season. Ryan, Mally Malpass, Chester to win, Buxton and the playoffs, Willoughby, a famous kiddie cup run. That'd be quite cool. I'd enjoy that. Well, I haven't bought season tickets, so I wouldn't get a ticket. I wouldn't have thought. Willem, brilliant. Willem, I spoke to him yesterday, actually. That was good on the YouTube Live, which we'll talk about later. Kings Lynn to win, Harriers win the playoffs, Willoughby, and Hemo to return. That's coming up a lot of times, actually, a few times. Dom says Harriers to win it, Kings Lynn and the playoffs, Kinkert to score. We got unbeaten at home in the league. Now, that could happen. Stephen Prince says Harriers to win. Buxton playoffs. Kinkert. Hemo returns in the new year as he misses the Swan Discos. Now, Matt, have you been to the Swan Disco?
I used to go to the Swan for one before Yates's a long time ago. Yeah,
mate. That was the journey, man. That was the journey on a Friday, Saturday night. Andy
I
Hunt
think it's more Swan for one with no one these days. I imagine.
We're not getting them as sponsoring anything, are they? So Andy Hunt says Harriers to win. Buxton, then the playoffs. Kurt Willoughby, top scorer. Dagenham swoop for AMS to reunite with Hemo and offer Andy Carroll in exchange. That's quality.
That's offer him injured.
It's amazing.
That is amazing. Filed to win, says Carl. Buxton, playoffs. Kurt score. Hereford finish bottom half. Could happen. It could happen. Kings Lynn to win. Kiddy. We've got Kurt Willoughby. AMS and Murray. Big fallout. Now, this has been mentioned a couple of times. Right. Hang on, I'm going to find my phone because I've had a couple of messages via the I don't want to, what is it, GDPR? I don't want to give that away because I think John
Your source.
Pardon? Yeah, exactly.
Message from your source.
No, so this is the predictions, right? So Ashton Palmer says winners, Kidderminster Harriers, playoff winners, Filed, top scorer, Willoughby, Rogue Statement, Kiddie get to the final of the FA Trophy and Dan Mooney scores a last minute winner against Carlisle United. Definitely take that one, my friend. Thank you. And Steve Woodyatt, he says Harriers to win the league after a slow start and finish with an amazing unbeaten run. I can see that happening. Macclesfield to win playoffs. Adigun leading goal scorer. Harriers to reach the third round of the FA Cup and finally beat West Ham at home. Yes, we'll take that, boys, won't we? Will we take that?
Yeah.
But the best,
that was exciting.
Yeah, that was really good. I think there was some on. We weren't concise enough with where they should put them, so there'll probably some thrown around. But this was the best one from Robert Fairbanks. That
I was just reading this one. It's genius.
Even in Robert, right? He says Filed to win. He says Buxton beat Harriers in the semi. Kurt, top scorer. Everyone said Kurt apart from Steve. Murray out by Christmas after playing a revolt and a headbutt from AMS in the dressing room. Right. So then I said more info needed. Who did he headbutt? So then he says Adam Murray, after being criticised running the channels too much, had been building up for a few games after AMS had been in and out of the side. Oh, incredible. So what did I do? Let me tell you what I did. I contacted the main man on X. Had a chat with Amari, didn't I, about this? I sent him that. And I said, what do you think? And he just replied that's his reply just there. And Amari says, that's funny. Nice. He says, we win the league, but then he forgot everything else. But let's keep our feet grounded and understand it's a new manager and players. But hopefully we click before a quick starting this Saturday. We'll need you guys to support us like always. So that was Amari from the horse's mouth. So there you go. So I loved that. Yeah, so that was brilliant. So what do you reckon, boys? What were ours? Do we have to say ours now? Oh, and Andrew's at the end. He says, Kiddy Harriers win the league, Chester playoffs, Willoughby, and then Alex Penny career ended.
Ooh.
Wow. We should have said at the very beginning of that the roast segment kind of had to be, a bit funny and a bit jovial and not death or
we
anything.
Said anything goes, didn't we?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we did, to be fair.
We shouldn't do that again, Matt. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we should do that again. But yeah, there you go. Nick, what was yours? Did you have one?
Yeah. Yes, I've gone with Filed to win the league if they keep Nick Houghton. So I'm going to go with them on the basis that he's still there. Playoffs, I've gone with Harriers in a similar fashion to how we did it last time, where it's kind of based on a momentum. Like I said, people are concerned that we maybe won't click early doors because of all the new players and gelling and all that kind of stuff. So I've kind of gone with that. Hopefully we pull it together, get a run on and find a way in the playoffs, because as we know, it's so often won on momentum. If not that, then Buxton are kind of my second favourites. I've gone with Kurt because it's just he's the centre forward. We were going to create chances, so it feels like the obvious one. But I've also put Dan Mooney in there as well. So I do think that I think he's going to be up there this season. I really do. From what I've seen of him, he looks so sharp, and if he can retain that energy, if you like, and that sort of laser focus, I think he's going to be a real asset for us and could be special. And then my rogue shout is Southport to be filed away in the penultimate game of the season, meaning that we win the league.
Wow. I love Nick and his stats, man. They're always good. They're always good. Dan, what about you, mate? Did you have any, or were you just too busy doing your fan club things?
No, no. I'm still committed to the podcast. The fan club always comes second, but I would never tell them that, by the way.
No, of course.
So I've got Kitty to win the league. I think the squad that we're building looks really strong. It's got ability, it's got pace, it's got depth, it's got what I wanted to see from Harriers last season. I think we looked great last season, but I just think we lack that little bit of depth. I've got Kings Lynn coming in with the playoffs. I think they've put together a strong side as well. They've kind of really gone out there, signed some really good players. Notable signings: Luke Chadwick in goal and Morgan Williams as well in centre midfield. Two really big players. Top goal scorer, Willoughby, of course. I think he is starting to. Adam Murray said this in a video actually, and I'm totally in agreement of this. He's really starting to link up with Mooney. There's definitely a little bit of a partnership building there. So I feel like he's going to get a lot of chances. And if he gets his head right and, gets himself in the right frame of mind, then he's going to score a lot of goals. I've written down here plus 20. I think if we're lucky, it'd be good. I think we could do that. My rogue moment, and you're all going to laugh at me for this. So you know who I'm excited about this season. That's the young lad, George Walker.
So I thought it was Dibble. Sorry, I thought it was Dibble.
Well, I'm always excited about Dibble, hence the shirt. But I think George Walker is going to get signed to an EFL club in the January transfer window. I think he's fast, his pace is terrifying, and he can play football. And I think if Murray does get him playing and he starts to look good, I think we're going to find it quite hard to hold on to him. So those are my bits and pieces.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thank you, Matt. Do you have anything for us?
Yeah, so I think we'll win it. I think the main rivals around us in terms of Kings Lynn and Buxton, they're going to go through, like us, a gelling and settling down stage. So I don't think anyone's going to run away with it early doors. I think Chorley will go through the playoffs. It's always someone that's kind of not really fancied at the start. I think they'll just be Chorley, and I think they'll get their way up there. No prizes for top scorer for me. I'm going to go with the majority Kirk, because I think he's just going to be the main man, and we're going to create a lot of chances, and he's the man to put the ball back in the onion bag. My rogue moment is, so because we're doing really well, Adam Murray leaves the club because he has a very good offer, both financially and career-wise. So he leaves up the ladder, and we reappoint Phil Brown, who will get us over the line for the last 8 or 9 games. That's my rogue moment.
I love that.
Wow.
Thank you so much for that. Out of all the ones, I think yours is probably the most far out there, Matt. So thank you very much.
It's wild, yeah.
It's completely
transport
wild.
is car, not train.
Absolutely wide. We didn't mention the messages from episode 13 with Jim Kellerman. Let's be honest, Jim Kellerman was amazing, wasn't he? But yeah. I loved it where I said the last question in the interview was, Jim, where are you going to go from now? Blah, 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 blah. But actually, where he was going from then was to Agbra the next day to play for Hales Owen, which I found absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, we had some great messages come in from Steve again. I really enjoyed listening to these podcasts on my way to work in the car. You guys are natural presenters, voices, and it's great to listen to people with passion for Harriers. Looking forward to your future episodes. Keep the good work. Thank you so much for that, Steve. Mark, I don't know if that was Mark that I called down. One of them, maybe. A nice surprise to have a bonus episode. What a top guy Jim is. Hopefully he'll find the next chapter soon. Where's love your humour, mate? You're a natural at this. Thank you very much, Mark. Bewley Town back in again. Amazing video, Jim. Why not come down and help us at Bewley Town Football Club?
That's a coup.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. That would be a coup and a half. Owen says, "What a lovely bloke Jim is. Well liked by every Harriers fan I've ever met. Despite him not feeling like he showed his best. Best of luck to him and his career." MJS always quoting. Excellent lads. And you weren't there, were you, Matt? That's why you quoted. I would have thought. That's what you commented. Chris said I sat next to Jim. Oh, this is sad. Well across the aisle from him when he was subbed. When he was a sub versus Scunthorpe in March, cold Tuesday night, that one. He looked really sad, and I felt like giving him a big bear hug to cheer him up. I don't think you do that this day and age. I'm sure the police will get involved with that one, I thought. But there you go. Seems like top bloke he really was. Jackie, second mention. What a top bloke Jim is, and I wish him best of luck for the future. He did have a great game at Alfreton. I was there. Oh man, I was there as well. It was awful, awful. Did have the whole disabled section to myself, which wasn't even a disabled section, but it was lovely anyway. Best one yet, says Carl. Carl's so I don't know what that is. Great to get insight from Jim, and I hope he finds a love for the game and a club that will look after him. Now, that's exactly what we want to get from that interview. His insight on his football career and the Harriers and that kind of thing and stuff. Now, Derham says 100% West started the Dibble rumor to gain traction for the KHFP podcast platform. Smart guy, Wes, and very savvy when it comes to PR and publicity. Just spare a thought for us poor sods who start to believe these rumors. Yeah, do you know what? We were the poor sods as well who believe that. Great work, guys. Keep up the great work on the podcast. So I was there yesterday. It was a 5-hour round trip in the end, which was terrible. But when I got there, I was notified that Riley Reynolds was close to the dugout, Thoughts, please. Let's go with Nick. Thoughts on Riley Reynolds. Would that be a coup?
I think I'm nervous about our midfield area, not in terms of not knowing what we've got in there, because you've got Candler in there potentially. I know Matt, you're right, you can play at centre back as well, and that's kind of where he started. But I thought he looked really good in that midfield area. But he's barely played a minute of pre-season. You've got Davis, who if you listen to what some people say, is going to be the new second coming of Steven Gerrard mixed with Frank Lampard. I mean, I think David Davis has definitely got a part to play, and from a profile perspective, he fits a National League North player. So there's no slight on me when I say that. He's a really good player, and obviously had an amazing career. So top guy and top player. But I do think that we saw last season that I don't think he's enough to get us out of the division. That's not me saying Riley Reynolds is, but I do like when we've got different styles of midfielder. I feel like we have in other areas of the pitch. But I think in midfield, you've got a stopper in Davis. You've got Candler who can play, keep possession. He can play in multiple positions, but he fits that kind of possession-based identity. You've got Jack Clark, who I think will be either absolutely sublime and have sort of 85% plus pass completion in the division and look like a Rolls Royce, or I think at times he's going to look a bit off the pace. So I think Riley Reynolds is a great addition, because you don't play for Notts County and be borderline in that squad without being a really good player who can handle the ball in tight areas. And we've seen last season, he's physical, he's competitive, he fancies it. And I think that Marine game killed Riley's confidence. If he can get a manager that really believes in him, really protects him, puts his arm around him, I think we've got an absolute class midfielder on our hands if he joins, if he re-signs on loan.
He's chucked under the bus, wasn't he?
Yeah, he really was.
Yeah.
That was a bad thing from Philly. He should have known better than that, man.
Going back to
such a bad decision.
That post comment was worse than the David Brent style Spennymoor type of one, because that sending off was one of the worst sending offs I've seen, and that's including Sunday football. Pathetic.
It was a shocker. So Wes, in answer to your question, I think it would be a great signing for us, and I think he gives us something different to what we've potentially got in there already, including one of which that he's a known entity. We know what he can and can't do. But I do think that Marie moment was the flick of the switch. Before that, if you think about what Jim said in Jim Kellerman in that interview, he said him and Zach Brown were irreplaceable. They were unplayable.
Yeah.
We didn't have a sniff, and that was David Davis and Kellerman that you referenced there, himself. You referenced there. So, fingers crossed. I'd be really pleased if we can bring him in on loan, a season-long loan.
Do you know how that loan came about? If it does come about, do you know how?
Is that like a genuine question?
Yeah. Well, I know the answer, so that's the question.
All I know is that Dean Holdsworth kept in touch with him. Jimmy O'Connor's his agent.
Yes, that's it. Jimmy O'Connor's his agent. Yeah.
So there's a link there. But I know Dean has stayed in contact with Riley, and I think there was sort of maybe talks that he might be going to a National League club, but that may not have played out. And with it being a week till the start of the season, maybe Riley and Jimmy have got itchy feet and think, right, I want to get a club that I'm going to get some minutes in, even if it's maybe might not be a full season, maybe it'd be a January deal. But fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. But interesting that he was there yesterday.
Absolutely. Dan, if we're talking 3-4-3 as a formation, where would he go in there? Would he? Because Spokes played pretty well yesterday, to be honest, and Clark looks knackered all the time. I don't know if that's the way he normally looks,
Was it the
but he
old
looked
Chris Waddle
absolutely.
look, isn't it? Yeah.
He's like, oh, I hate this. I hate this. That's what I thought he was doing. But he obviously doesn't. Well,
Mm.
maybe you'd hope not. But yeah, Dan, thoughts on that midfield with a fit Riley in there?
I mean, I think that was almost the perfect answer from Nick, wasn't it, regarding sort of bringing Riley in. I think he would be an awesome addition to that midfield. Um, but that's a really good question. Where does he sit in there? The games I saw him play, I thought he's a proper tank. He digs in, he moves the
Yep.
ball, he moves himself. Like there's so much about him I liked, and it's really difficult to answer that because watching the pre-seasons, there's things in that midfield I quite like as well. You think about Davis in particular, but like Nick said, he's a known entity. We know what he can do. We know how he can play. We know how he links up with players like Davis. And would I have him in the squad? I absolutely would. And I think this is kind of where we talked about the depth in the squad and the fact that there are so many options now. And that is, I think, what's exciting me the most about us moving forward. So in answer to your question, does he come into that squad? I can see him playing there. I can see him being first choice, first name on the sheet in that midfield.
We always seem to like fall in love with a midfielder on loan, don't we, Matt? Over
Yeah.
the last few, I can't remember. Who was the guy before? See, I fall in love and forget instantly. Who was the guy before on
We
midfield?
had Elliot Bonds, didn't we? Who did well
Oh,
for a bit.
wow. He was
Um,
unbelievable. I thought he was awful in that first game, and then he was just
he
insane.
he was a key part of that team, really turning the corner, wasn't it? And then to be fair to Keziah Martin, he came in and really looks a part after. I think with Riley, I don't think we're in a position to turn down people like Riley, but
No, absolutely not.
it's interesting because we have options in there already. Candler, Davis, Clark, Adigan could play there, Spokes as well. So has Murray seen something that he thinks we're missing or doesn't like, or is it the fact that he's available, it's financially viable, let's get him in? He will provide energy. He does
Yeah.
get around. He can get forward. He is box to box. So will he play in that role with Clark or Davis sitting? On David Davis, what I will say is I know he's a known entity, etc. Do not underestimate the impact he had along with Zach Brown in that middle of the park. He was,
Yeah.
in my opinion, apart from the
Yeah.
obvious signings of Wall and Morrison, Davis was a key part of that side, that machine for the last couple of months. And I think if I'm honest, I think if we'd have gone with him with an energy type player, because I don't think he's got the legs to play box to box anymore, then I'd have been happy with that. He's certainly got another year left in him. And I think he's a big player. It'd be interesting to see what Murray goes with, particularly with it being a young side, whether he overlooks someone like Davis and people like Amari Morgan Smith and more experienced players. But it'd be good to see Riley back if it happens. I think he's a terrific little player, in the words of Harry Redknapp.
Terrific.
I
Absolute terrific.
think David Davis starts on Saturday, by the way. So I'm not
No, he
saying
will
that
do. Definitely
I
will
don't
do
see the
for
value,
sure.
but I think he starts. I think he, like you just said, Matt, he's got that experience and know-how, which we probably don't. It's probably one of the ingredients we don't really have across the group. So that alone, and you again can't disagree with you. In that spell, he was absolutely pivotal. But I just think across a full season calendar, I think quite often in that midfield you find players go through little phases. I'm just not sure. I'm not convinced he's going to be a 40 plus game a season starting
No.
games again.
No.
Just because he's more of a stopper than he is an enabler. And I think as Murray's team develops, we're going to want to be that, not total football, 'cause that's cringe to say, but more that style of play. I'm not sure he fits that. But let's see.
Okay. So
If I
yesterday,
can,
I also met this guy. Anyone know who that is?
Joe Silva.
TSS.
Yeah. So he should have been with me at 9:30. So I saw him walk on because obviously he's injured, so he wasn't with the team. I saw him walk down.
No show Silver.
Yeah. No show Silver. Yeah, exactly. And he walked down the tunnel, and I went, "Oi!" I went, "Toby," and he looked at me. I was like, "Toby," and he looked at me again, and I went, "You're supposed to be on the podcast with me last night," and he went, "Oh," and then come running over. That'd be giving the game away, but he come
Limped
walking
over.
over, and he said, "Mate," listen, I'm moving house. I couldn't make it. I was like, "Fine, listen, we'll do it whenever you've got time." And he was genuinely so apologetic and so lovely. I was like, "Yes," I was like, "He's a guy." So we'll get him on. He also does a podcast as well himself, so that's why he speaks
Nice.
Right.
Did
Okay.
did he ask you to go on his podcast, Wes?
Not yet, but I'm sure he will do. Look who else I met, Dan.
Oh, that beard.
Mario.
I'm so envious of that beard.
But Mario is so funny because I called him over. I was like, Mario, because I was there early like normal. I was like, Mario. And he came over. I was like, hey, man, I'm talking about the podcast. And he went, oh, yeah, I've heard about it. I said, we're talking about your beard. He went, I know. I forget about these things when we talk about them.
I can't grow anything here, but that is a beard.
That's what I mean. I can't, like, you can see here, this is all patchy, and that's just, I'm envious of that.
Nice cap,
Is it
Wes.
Nice
Yeah.
cap. I was given that cap. I won the guy up from Ounce, and I said, yeah, I'll wear it all the time, like whatever. And then he gave me, and I do wear it all the time. So, yeah, that was fun. Right, let's move over quickly. But I met those guys, and they're a race, and I want to share something with you now because
Medium rare steak, Wes, or how are we?
medium, obviously medium rare.
Medium
emblem.
rare.
Can you see
Of
the?
course.
Yeah, of course. Can you see the
On a
emblem?
real good steak, ounce.
Yeah. Oh,
The
it's too far
gardens.
for me. On a Saturday when the Harriers are on. Anyway, can you see the emblem? This is the emblem we've got that I've spent a lot of money on that the guy can't even spell the word of subscribe. He's in Bangladesh, obviously not his first language. But I sent it to Harriers and I said, listen, I've changed a bit. Do I need to change a bit more? And they were like, you can't do that. So basically, we've got to get a new logo / badge. Now, what I want to do is I want to make a jersey for the Kidderminster Harriers fans podcast, and it's going to be ace. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be made by a kit maker that made for us before for us from the 2019-2020 season. Luke 1977 are going to make the kit, so it's going to be amazing. But we're going to need a new badge. So, does anyone know anyone who makes badges? Because I've got my guy from Bangladesh could probably do it, but I don't think he gets the remit. I don't think he's understanding what I'm trying to do. So if anyone knows anyone who can make a badge that we could use, we've got one badge, haven't we, Dan? That you asked.
Yeah. I've done a couple actually, but that was
Have
the only
you?
one I sent across. Yeah,
What are you keeping to yourself, man? What are you doing?
Well, I just sort of with that one, I quite liked, but Nick pointed out I got the sleeves the wrong way around, so I need to relook at it and get the sleeves appropriately coloured. But
So
there's another one I've done that I quite like.
Okay, Dan.
Winking.
So imagine that's going to be a badge, but imagine it's not going to be embroidered. Boo! It's going to be a fake badge. Fake badge.
Wes,
Yeah.
Just a quick one, just come to me. What we could potentially do is get 3 or 4 options of the badge and then put it to the fans, and they can vote for which, because different badges for different sort of needs.
Shut up, you David Brent stuff. That's great. That's absolutely brilliant. I'll be happy with that, David. That'd be lovely.
The Brentisms are on fire, man.
It's like every time we're together, you just hit me with a Brent thing and all that kind of stuff. How was the pedestrianization of Norwich or whatever he says? Or was that Alan Partridge said that?
I think so, yeah.
I
was
think
it?
that's
It was in
Partridge,
Norwich.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was good. Really good tournament, really well organised, and good memories for the girls to sort of go on tour when they're under 8. Memories for life for them. So it was really good, and they competed well against all boys competition. So fair play to them representing the girls. Only all girls team there in the whole tournament. So
well done the girls. Well done the girls. We got 10
Cheers,
minutes.
boys.
We got 10 minutes to go, and I want to share this with you because it hasn't happened yet, but it did happen. I think it was this morning it happened. We had a complaint. Let me share the complaint with you guys, okay?
Sometimes the complaints might be false.
Oh, no.
There are no yogurts on this podcast.
I was holding back.
No, that is true. That is true. Peter's lovely. I chat to Peter all the time, but he said, "Hi, Wes.
Hey, Peter.
Enjoy your
How you
podcast."
doing, Peter?
Cheers, Peter. You know it's not going to go well when it's usually enjoy your podcast, but the 2 this week were a real turn off. I didn't want to spend my time listening to tuneless humming and watching you eat yogurt. If you have nothing to say nothing. We'll be with you, Nick and Matt this evening for your usual entertainment show. He's got a point there, but unfortunately, Peter was watching the YouTube live, which is just me messing about anyway, and just getting, just speaking to people after the game. That was yesterday. So as I said, a lovely little reply from me because I've had a lot of complaints in my life, so I know how to deal with them. So that was good. But then it all kicked off. Mark Anthony, whereas I thought the yogurt eating brought a different element. Just jealous. Clearly, they did look nice. There you go. Neil straight in. Have to agree. Neil likes Nick.
No, Neil.
Yeah,
Hi,
exactly.
Neil.
Neil likes Nick. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And Robert Lloyd, who wants to buy one of the KHFP jerseys when they're out, when the shirts. I think it's a little unfair to criticise Wes when the player didn't show up for the interview. If you didn't like it, why don't you just switch off? And that become, yeah. And then Ken, I want to fight you now. Keyboard Warriors at the ready. I wouldn't call Peter Fryer a keyboard warrior. He's just been honest and voicing his opinion like everyone else. Ollie Pratt says, if you don't like it, don't watch it. So there you go. So that was fun. I thought that was really, really fun. Now, I think we've covered everything now, have we, guys? Should we do any other business? Should we do any other business at all? Because
I think I will say, Peter, I know there's a bit of banter here, but
yeah,
I think the feedback we get, we're the fans, and we do this for the fans. A lot of work goes into it, but we want it enjoyable for everyone. So any feedback we get, we don't take anything personally. It's to help us improve, to help you watching the shows more productive, more enjoyable. So I appreciate your honesty, mate. And I'm now going to delve into this Greek light yogurt.
Oh, how's it taste, Matt? Is it nice?
It's all right, a bit warm. So I've been out the fridge for half an hour, waiting for you to log in for Zoom.
Oh, mate. Sorry, pal.
The only option I had was a Froob, which I thought pre-watershed might be a little bit inappropriate on this podcast, so I've gone with the Actimel.
What were you going to do with it, Nick?
I'll let you use your imagination for that, Wes.
I forgot my spoon.
Drink it.
Down it.
No, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. No.
I also know Peter, so big shout out to Peter. He's a lovely guy. So
was it
thanks for watching.
When we lost 4-0 and I went mad at the players, actually screaming at them and Phil Brown because they were all going, sorry. So I was like, yeah. And then everyone went mad at me afterwards. But what Peter said, if that had been about the podcast, then I'd have seriously considered it and whatever. But as I was saying,
just personal, Wes, really, wasn't it? It was just aimed at you, not the rest of us.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, but he's now seen you eating yogurts as well, so that's
true.
It was the tuneless humming, I think, was the most offensive statement there. The tuneless humming.
It's so funny.
Tone deaf humming.
I put it on. I didn't. My brain didn't think people would see me, and I was just going. I was like, what am I doing? So I don't mean annoyed as well. But as I was saying, Peter, we do spend an awful lot of time talking about Harriers, don't we, guys? We really do. Every day we talk about it. We talk different ways to make the podcast better than it is. Oh, and also we've made 20,000 views now. So thank you everyone who's ever watched one. If you watch one, brilliant, thank you. But watch more if you can. But yeah, that's amazing. We're aiming to get 100,000 by the end of the season. So is it going to happen? Maybe. Hopefully, it will do. So yeah. What else we got to talk about? Is there anything else to talk about? Any other business? Has anyone got any other business? Actual business?
I think. Oh, go on, Dan.
No, Nick, you were in there first. You were quicker than me. Go on.
All I was going to say is that look, we're a week away from the season kicking off. This is a really exciting time, I guess. Everyone now at this stage, it's that unknown of how we're going to perform, where we're going to finish. It's all kind of hope and excitement and anticipation. And I think we all need to just enjoy this next week because after the first couple of weeks, sometimes you sort of forgot how it felt to be really excited for it and vice versa. So really hope the lads enjoy this final week in training. Adam gets that last chance to get across his views and his tactics and we start strong against what I think will be quite a classic National League North experience against Scarborough. So some of these lads that are coming up from the south literally and playing in the north, I think we're going to really see how they deal with it, and that will give us a real view, I think, early doors into how we're going to sort of cope with the physicality of the National League North with this new group. But good luck to the lads on Saturday, and hopefully they can get us a positive result and get some momentum built early doors.
Surely he's talked about the difference between the north and the south. He sat them down and said, listen, Southern Softies, right? You're up here in the north now. They're going to batter you.
And some of them know about it anyway. Like, I think Clark, apart from Clark, I think they've all, like Spokes has played time here. Obi and Bird obviously won it. Yeah. So that I think they know what they're letting themselves in for.
Two things there. I heard that Bird might be
And is he?
no. He might be banned for the first two games. That's just
Yes,
what that's a
suspended.
rumor.
He was sent off in the last game, wasn't he?
Was he? Well, there you go.
I
That's
believe
it.
so. Yeah. So it might be over. It might be rolling over
Yeah,
his
yeah.
suspension.
Also, when I was in the car park yesterday, when I was leaving, I was the last person to leave. Was chatting to people or whatever. And I saw one of the Solihull players with his dad, and I just pulled him next to him, and I the window down, and I said, "Listen," I said, "Hey mate, you played really well." He was like, "Oh, thanks, man." I said, "Can I just ask, from all the pre-season that you've played in, all the games, where do Harriers rate on that? And do you think we've got what it takes?" And he just literally said, "You guys are mustard." Which I thought was
Really?
which I thought was good. He said the thing is, I know quite a lot of the players like Dibble and Spokes, and he knew a lot of the players, and he was like, honestly, you guys have got absolutely no issues there. So if he's saying that, and we nearly beat Solihull yesterday, we just didn't really capitulated in the second half. But if he's saying that, I mean that's great. Isn't it? I thought it was great anyway. Dan, you were any other business, or have you just done it? I can't remember.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to sort of put a little bit of a warning, I think, on all of this. I think
Oh Lord.
it's been a great pre-season, and it's been fantastic getting excited about the team and watching the lads come in. But I think we've all got to stay very grounded to the fact that this is a brand new squad that's coming in, and the friendlies I've watched of the starting 11 that I think will start on Saturday. 6 or 7 of them are players that were playing for other clubs last season. So I think we got to be very aware of that. I think we'll start slow. I think we'll probably draw and maybe even lose a couple of the first few games. But I think we'll pick up momentum when the team gels. And the goal against Solihull, what a goal from Willoughby. The
What
move
a
from
strike that
Mooney,
was, eh?
and what a strike. The first touch takes those two defenders away from him. It's brilliant. So that was kind of what I wanted to say regarding that. And then I also wanted to give a shout out to Droitwich Spa, who played their first ever FA Cup game yesterday against Racing Club Warwick. They lost, unfortunately, but it's great to see more Worcestershire clubs sort of flying the flag on that national stage. So big up to Droitwich there.
I'm sure they've got their own Droitwich podcast.
I'm sure
An
they have.
emblem that's been
Yeah,
has been stopped by the
hasn't
club.
got copyright issues all
Yeah,
over it.
exactly that. So if there's anyone out there who fancies a challenge of making a new badge for the podcast, that would be amazing. I was thinking that maybe there could be a microphone in there and a football in there, and just the words simply Kidderminster Harriers Fans Podcast or KHFP as well. It's a badge to go on there, so I don't want any kids drawings. I mean, kids drawings are great, but just not in this instance. Because they'll probably show me up, to be honest with you. So there you go. This has gone really fast, isn't it, today?
It's
Really
gone
fast.
really quick. Yeah,
We've
yeah.
eaten yogurt, we've eaten food on the podcast, and we've sort of righted some wrongs and stuff. Hopefully, we're speaking to a Scarborough fan, maybe Wednesday, but he's had a baby, so maybe not. But we've got to leave it there because it might get cut off. So, Nick, Dan and your fan club, and Matt as well. Thank you so much, guys. And we'll see you again, maybe Wednesday, maybe on Sunday as well. See you later, guys. Thank you so much for
Wonderful. Bye,
watching.
guys.
Bye now.
NK, thank you.